Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about pronoun and antecedent agreement. And you probably need to know what a pronoun is and an antecedent is before we find out how they agree with one another. But do not worry, because the next slide defines a pronoun and an antecedent. So you are in good shape. If you're taking notes, I would definitely say it's a good place to start. So what is a pronoun? You already know, you guys are all so smart, but it's a substitute or a word you use to substitute for a noun, because it would be really annoying if you said something like, Jim woke up, Jim went down the stairs, Jim had to do this, Jim had to do that, Jim ate cereal, Jim always eats Cocoa Puffs. Jim doesn't like Cocoa Puffs though. It gets annoying to see the word Jim over and over again, so usually we'll say Jim woke up, he went down the stairs, he took a shower. Wait, he should probably no, yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, he goes downstairs. The shower's on the first level. Jim lives on the second level. He goes downstairs, he takes a shower, he does this, he does that. Okay? Our pronoun there is going to be he. Our antecedent is the noun that the pronoun refers to. It sounds complicated, it really isn't. Okay? It's Jim in that situation. So Jim does this, he does this, this, and this. Who's that he? It's Jim. So an example of pronouns that we use could be something like he, she, it, they, them, and you can even use ones that, pronouns that refer to multiple people, and it doesn't always have to be the same thing, obviously. You could say like, oh yeah, we saw them at the local Cineplex, right? And that could be your friends, versus like, they're always on my back, could refer to the principals, right? And so it's a really simple concept. You don't want to keep using the nouns every single time. Use pronouns instead. But you still need to know what the antecedent for that pronoun is. So what we need to do today is figure out how do we make sure the pronouns and antecedents are always in agreement. All right? But first, let's make sure we know what a pronoun and an antecedent is. So when you look at the sentence, I like SpongeBob SquarePants, it is a good show. Which one of those is a pronoun? SpongeBob SquarePants or it? All right, hopefully you guessed correctly. The it is going to be our pronoun. And then what is the it referring to? What's the noun? It is a good show. Well, you know it. It's SpongeBob SquarePants, right? It's not like it's I like SpongeBob SquarePants. It is a good show, and the it refers to like The Sopranos or Lost or Mad Men. You know that the it is the the noun that came right before it. Okay? Probably kind of gave you the answer by always color coordinating pronoun with blue, but hopefully that'll just be a way for you to remember it. Let's look at the second one though, where I did not highlight the words for you. Jake naturally attracted all the ladies. He was known for making them go crazy. So you're more likely to see it kind of like this. We need to establish what's the pronoun and what's the antecedent. We actually have two pronouns and two antecedents. So go ahead and take a second, pause the video if you need to, write down what the two pronouns are. I think it's easier to find the pronoun than the antecedent. So look for the pronoun, and then right next to that pronoun, once you've written it down, write down what's the antecedent. And then when you're ready, go ahead and hit play. All right, very good. Let's look at the sentence again. Jake naturally attracted all the ladies. He is our first pronoun. Who does the he refer to? It refers back to Jake. All right, he is our pronoun and Jake is our antecedent. He was known for making them go crazy. The them right there is our pronoun. Who are they? They are the ladies. All right, so them is the pronoun, ladies is the antecedent. All right, hopefully now we know how to tell what's the pronoun, what's the antecedent. That's the first step to figuring out what we need to figure out. Now let's take a look at this sentence. I've seen a lot of students write things like this, and when you speak it, I don't think most people have a problem with it, but technically there's something incorrect with this sentence. All right, it would not be something that you would want to write down. So during early rehearsals, an actor may forget their lines. I've kind of once again given you the words color coordinated there, but what's wrong with that sentence? I'm assuming this is like Dora the Explorer and you're like shouting the right answer. Yes, there's a disagreement here. The pronoun and the antecedent do not agree. All right? There, is that singular or plural? Obviously, it's plural. There are multiple people. In actor, though, is only singular. So what you need to understand is that if you have a singular antecedent, you have to have a singular pronoun. If you have a plural antecedent, you need a plural pronoun. All right? So if we were going to fix this, it would have to read something like during early rehearsals, an actor may forget his lines or her lines. If you don't know the gender of the actor, you'd probably have to say may forget his or her lines to be gender neutral. Okay, let's see if you can do this. I'm going to throw 3 up here, and then I want you to go ahead and just pause the video and then just write down 1, 2, or 3, and then I want you to write down which pronoun would you use. Her or their, or its or their, his or her or their, and then just write that down on your sheet of paper, and we'll go ahead and check it in a second. All right, hopefully you've taken a second. Vicky and Alicia swam her best times on Friday or their best times. Well, I think this one's pretty easy. It's obviously going to be there because you know that Vicky and Alicia are a plural antecedent. There's 2 people there, so you need a plural, and there is plural. I think even just saying this one out loud, most people don't sound really weird and go, Vicky and Alicia swam her best times on Friday. Like, most people know that that just sounds incorrect. The second one's a little bit tougher, though. Some of the sugar fell out of its bag or their bag. Okay, so we're not dealing with people now, but is some of the sugar singular or plural? Well, there's like individual little bits of sugar and some of it fell out, so maybe it's plural. But I think even if you sound this one out, you know the real answer. Some of the sugar fell out of its bag. So the sum is going to actually be singular. And we'll talk about that if you're not sure whether something is singular or plural in the next slide. Third one's tricky as well, but I think if you said it out loud, you'd understand it too. Everyone had his or her Snickers bar, or everyone had their own Snickers bar. Technically, everyone is singular because it's talking not about the group, but every single one. Like, think of it as 2 different words. Every single one person had his or her own Snickers bar. Okay? And then if you knew that everyone in the group was male, you'd say everyone had his own Snickers bar. All right? Now, if these last 2 kind of threw you for a loop, it's kind of like when we talked about, if you've seen the other video about subject-verb agreement, it's a lot of the same thing here as well. So you need to be able to remember what's a singular antecedent and what's a plural antecedent, so you know what pronoun to use. So the singulars are each, either, neither, one, no one, nobody, nothing, you know, etc., etc. The plural are obviously things that refer to a lot, like several, few, both, many, others, several. Whoop. Okay, so several shouldn't probably be up there twice. The only quick tip I can give you is I think the ones that are really tricky are like everyone and everybody and everything, because you always think that that would be plural. But kind of a quick tip I would give you is if there's one, it's singular. So someone, everyone, anyone, no one, that's always singular. And then body, that's also singular. So you see a lot of these words like the nobody, nothing, anyone, anybody, everyone, everybody, everything, etc., etc. Those are all kind of tips to tell you it's going to be singular. All right? Now, there should be a quiz right underneath this video. If you're looking at it from the web page, go ahead and take the quiz. If you're still not certain about the pronoun-antecedent agreement, go back and check it out, and then just try and kind of commit this list to memory, and you should be in good hands. All right? Good luck.